as many people are aware, especially when it comes to black people, Nike is one of those brands that a lot of black people have supported in their lifetime, even if it's one of those brands that you may not buy too much of anymore. And that could be shirts, shoes, especially the shoes, or any type of apparel that has the Nike logo on it, because Nike is probably one of the top premier athletic sports brands of all time on a global scale, and has been for quite some time, and is still up there. However, this right now would be the time for many black people especially to take a step back from Nike, actually take a few steps back from Nike. Because if you aren't aware, and by the time this video goes up, you'll be more than aware, because the story actually kind of broke today on November 10th, 2022, in which I'm recording this. Nike has decided to be done with Kyrie Irving altogether. Now, the first reports that I talked about when it came to Kyrie Irving and Nike was they were basically saying that they were going to halt their partnership. It was just like a halt type of thing. Like, they weren't saying that they were completely cutting ties with him, but they were just saying that they were halting doing business with him for the time being. And they weren't going to release his shoes, which was called the Kyrie 8s. That was slated to come out sometime this month. So the shoe was already done. It was already made. They were just ready for it to be released. But now Phil Knight, who is the CEO of Nike, has come out and said that they are most likely cutting ties with Kyrie altogether, meaning it's gone beyond the stages of halting working with him, but to not working with him most likely ever again, even in the future, even after all of this stuff blows over, like, you know, kind of the dust settles and subsides. Talk about going overboard, like literally, really going overboard. Now I'm gonna go ahead and read this article coming from CBS Sports that was posted on November 10th, 2022. Nike is likely done with Kyrie Irving, co-founder Phil Knight said in an interview on CNBC's Squawk Box on Thursday. The company announced last Friday that it had suspended its relationship with the Brooklyn Nets guard after Irving had promoted an quote-unquote anti-Semitic film on social media and refused to denounce it or apologize for a week. Now listen to that. They said for a week. See, they are so upset that this black man is not bending the knee to them, because they felt like the statement he released was not an apology. It was just whatever, but they weren't accepting it. And Kyrie's basically telling them like, well, if you're not going to accept it, then that's not my problem. That's what you're going to get out of me. And that's it. I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do or want me to do, because even after I do all of this stuff that you claim you want me to do in that whack checklist or criteria, it still won't be enough, because we've seen how they have treated other people when it comes to situations like this. It's never enough for them folks, ever. At the same time, Nike announced that it would not release the Kyrie 8, Irving's new signature shoe, which he had already been wearing in games. I would doubt that if he would go back, Knight told CNBC's Becky Quick, but I don't know for sure. On the decision to suspend Irving, Knight said, Kyrie stepped over the line. It's kind of that simple. So he made some statements that we just can't abide by, and that's why we ended the relationship. And yeah, I was fine with that. I'm trying to figure out what statements did he make. See, it's gone from just him posting a link that had no text behind that link. It was just a link, to them saying he said this and he said that. See how it's starting to, like, this thing is taking a life of its own, and it's turning into this festering, rotting, almost like a zombie, you know, something that's dead that comes back to life, that has no soul. And they're literally using this. I'm trying to figure out, what did he say? It's crazy. From a link to he said this to he said that. And again, everyone who I heard who said that they watched this film said that there was nothing quote unquote anti-Semitic in it. All the people that keep saying this, that it is, are people who didn't watch it. That's why whoever comes to them and says that it is this and that, ask them, where in the film was it? Can you give me a timestamp? What was said? But they can't, because they didn't watch it. Quick brought up that the Nets had given Irving numerous chances to apologize before suspending him and asked if Nike had done the same. Same situation, Knight said. He was dug in. Even prior to the anti-Semitism scandal, Irving's relationship with Nike was reportedly nearing an end. The contract is set to expire after the 2022-23 season, and ESPN reported in May that Nike was not likely to offer him another one. In July 2021, Irving called Nike's design of the Kyrie 8 trash in an Instagram post, adding that he had absolutely nothing to do with them, and the company planned to release it without my okay, regardless of what I say. Then walked back his comments several days later. The Nets suspended Irving without pay last Thursday for a minimum of 5 games, saying in a press release that he is currently unfit to be associated with the Brooklyn Nets. On Wednesday, general manager Sean Marks said he has not spoken to Irving directly since then. In the week that passed between Irving publicizing the film and the team suspending him, he only communicated with the organization through his stepmother/agent, according to ESPN. Irving posted an apology on Instagram last Thursday night, hours after Brooklyn announced the suspension. On Tuesday, he reportedly met with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. And apology that he left, they are still upset about that, because if they really accepted his apology, they wouldn't have came back with that little checklist. That little checklist that they require so much of. Of course, y'all know I've already done a video talking about that. I didn't dwell too much or drag that video out because the whole thing is just ridiculous. But yeah, black people, I'm going to just simply say this. It's time to drop Nike. If Nike wants to drop Kyrie Irving because of what they believe or what they thought they heard or what thought they didn't hear anything or they didn't see anything, because I doubt any of them watched it. This is literally monkey see, monkey do. You see one monkey doing one thing, the other monkeys will follow, and that's exactly what they're doing. Oh, he said this, or he posted this, or he believes this and he believes that. Oh, we got to drop him. But when it's something that is deemed anti-black, oh, we just got to move forward. It's business as usual. That's how they operate. That's how them folks is. Because apparently, it sounds like to me, only a certain group is allowed to be oppressed in this establishment. Only a certain group, apparently, atrocities from their ancestors was worse than everyone else's. Let them tell it. And all they did was give more free promotion to the movie. Like Kyrie Irving, he posted the link to the movie on his page, and it only was within the reach of those who saw it or retweeted it. But all they did was amplify it even more. So now even more people who didn't even know, some people who maybe around the globe didn't even know Kyrie Irving existed, have a chance to watch it as well. I know that I think I heard that the film even like went up on Amazon's list as far as like watch, like people on what people watch on Amazon streaming, as well as the book that goes along with it, or the book that inspired the film, shot up in the literature category. So the question is, who promoted who? And again, they still have not come down on Amazon, speaking of, because they were the ones that had it up on their site for years. This film came out in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. You're talking about it's been up for 4 years, almost 4 years. Kyrie tweets it one time and he's deemed anti-Semitic. The book's been up even longer. If you ask me, it's a bunch of fake outrage. But I'm going to say this again. Black people, it's time to let Nike go.